Alright, Dr. Wilburn, we're going to give this a second try. I finally figured out how to record myself on my computer, so I'm hoping to be able to upload this onto YouTube, so if you get it, it worked. So, talking about my journal today, I thought today's class was interesting in some aspects. I really enjoyed the Get It Together. I always love when you do those. I think it's a great way to put into middle school or really any level. I'm definitely going to try that beginning of the year next year because I think it will definitely be beneficial. The other thing was recursive patterns with pattern blocks. When we work with those, I like the geometry aspect better, and I like seeing how geometry can be incorporated to algebra, because it's one of the hardest things to do is to show kids that they are actually connected, and that worksheet we did today, it really worked with how to do all that together. The input-output game, I'm going to do that next year as well for maybe in the beginning of the year, and then in geometry we could have done it when we were doing 3 types of different lines. I think that's definitely helpful to the kids being able to understand input and output, and I actually never did that before with the geometry kids, and I think we can definitely do that now because of that. So I'm looking forward to doing those 3 things, and it's amazing how much you come up from one class and realize, hey, you know, that's something I can do next year. I won't lie, I think this was probably the most happiest I've been at the end of class. When we finally went over how to find equations of lines from data, or to find an n value for when something keeps on increasing, I was ecstatic to find out how to finally do it. The past 2 days we've been doing things like finding it to the nth term, and my group, even Emily was doing it so quickly, and she's elementary. I'm just like, what am I missing? What is there that I'm missing that I need to do? And when we finally went over it, I'm like, the slope is with the x, and then it's guess and check to find the other one for a line equation, linear equation. I was just like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm like, duh, I knew that. So when we went and we did the quadratic, like we did in the pretest, I knew we did it last year, but I was like, man, I don't remember how to do this. And finally, it reminded me when you did it. I'm like, oh yeah. And you do it different than the way I learned it, but I liked your way better. And I'm even going to try that next year with my geometry kids to see if they knew what they were doing and if they could follow it. Just even with the linear ones, I think they should be able to do it. And when you gave us the problem set, I was so anxious to do it. And the one thing I'm going to do is, the one excuse I always get with kids is saying that when they get homework and they get home, they forget how to do it because they know how to do it in class. I go over in class, but then they don't know how to do it at home. And the one thing I want to do is I wanted to wait till I got home to do the homework. I mean, I have the notes that you gave us, so it's like I should be able to do the homework now based on looking at my notes. And I want to use that next year to show them, hey, I did the same thing you did. I went home with homework, but I had to look at my notes to do the work. I mean, even though I had learned it years ago, but I still am a little rusty at it, that I had to do something brand new. And I want to show them that if they just, if they try hard and they take good notes, that they can do homework even when they don't remember what to do if they can follow their notes. So I think that's one thing I picked up with trying to integrate, trying to put myself in their position or their shoes. And then the last thing goes back to what we were just talking about with the equations. I was hoping that maybe next year you could have, if you do this class again, if you took this and was able to do it on Monday. Because if I was able to know how to make these equations to the nth term quicker of all the other stuff I did, I might have been able to focus on other things and I have a better understanding of it. It's just sometimes I'm the type of person that if I get stuck on something, I gotta do it over and over until I get it. And they were getting it so quick, I'm just like, how are they getting that? And then I had to just move on because we had to keep going. So it's like, I wish we would have done that before, so it would have made it easier to do the other things while we're going over it Monday and Tuesday. But now that I know it, I'm hoping we do more so I can show myself that I know what I'm doing. So, that's my journal for today. I'm hoping this works. I like this. I also want to say that I'm hoping that we might be able to do this something in my class, reflection about how they can go on something like this and ask me questions without having to talk to me or worried about what I'll react to. I'm hoping that maybe my students can do a webcam, send it to me, and I can look at it. I mean, I think that's kind of interesting. You're right. Generation's growing, so we need to grow with it. So, I hope this works, and I will see you in class tomorrow. All right, thanks.